For decades, the standoff between Iran and the West was fought in the shadows. That ended in the early hours of February 28, 2026. Without warning, the skies over Tehran lit up, and Operation Iron Strike began. This map shows the footprint of the joint U.S. and Israeli assault. In the first 15 days alone, the coalition struck more than 5,000 targets, hitting military facilities across 29 of Iran's 31 provinces. The primary objective was achieved in the opening hours. A targeted strike killed 85-year-old Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, the architect of the Islamic Republic, who had ruled the country since 1989. The campaign systematically dismantled Iran's military apparatus. The Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces, the Defense Minister, and the Commander-in-Chief of the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, which is Iran's primary military branch, were all killed in the initial barrage. But alongside that precise military targeting came massive civilian destruction. According to local officials, at least 10,000 residential homes in Tehran alone were damaged or completely destroyed. The deadliest single incident of the opening campaign occurred in the southeastern city of Minab. A strike hit an elementary girls' school, killing over 170 people, the vast majority of them children. The United States and Israel had executed the most significant decapitation strike in modern history. However, the assumption that the regime would collapse once its leadership was removed proved to be a miscalculation. Instead of collapsing, the surviving IRGC triggered a pre-planned counterattack. Within hours, they launched waves of ballistic missiles and suicide drones across the region. The IRGC targeted at least 27 U.S. military installations across 9 different countries. This map shows the expansion of the conflict. Gulf states caught in the middle took direct hits. In Qatar, 2 ballistic missiles struck Al Udeid Air Base, and the UAE reported over 140 casualties. Meanwhile, Israel absorbed 245 distinct Iranian attack waves in just over 2 weeks. The sheer volume of incoming fire critically depleted Israel's stock of missile interceptors. On March 1st, a single ballistic missile slipped through the overwhelmed defense grid and struck Beit Shemesh, killing 9 people and wounding over 20. A localized surgical strike immediately exploded into a multi-front war. Iran proved its military could effectively coordinate and execute massive operations, even after its top generals were eliminated. On March 2nd, Iran deployed its most effective asymmetric weapon, geography. A senior IRGC official declared a total closure of the Strait of Hormuz. By closing the narrow Strait of Hormuz, the cost per barrel surges past the $100 mark. The cascading economic effects hit absolutely every continent on the globe. The IMF warned that every 10% increase in energy prices pushes global inflation up by half a percentage point. Developing nations were forced to ration energy, with countries like Pakistan and the Philippines declaring mandatory 4-day work weeks. Desperate to ease domestic gas prices, the U.S. administration temporarily lifted sanctions on Russian oil. The move triggered intense backlash from European allies, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky estimated it would hand the Russian war machine $10 billion. Iran successfully bypassed military defense entirely. By blocking a shipping lane, they held the global economy hostage, ensuring the pain of the conflict reached nations thousands of miles away. Back inside Iran, the political structure recovered with stunning speed. Just over a week after the decapitation strike, the regime elected Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the deceased leader, as his official successor. The IRGC revealed a critical detail about their capabilities. The hundreds of missiles fired so far are a decade old. Their most advanced post-2025 arsenal remains untouched in their silos. Diplomatic channels hit a wall. In a CBS News interview, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi categorically rejected ceasefire negotiations, stating his country is prepared to defend itself for as long as it takes. As Iran dug in, the Western coalition began to fracture. When Washington asked allies to send naval vessels, the United Kingdom, Japan, and France explicitly refused to participate. The only major regional player standing firmly behind the U.S. operation was Saudi Arabia. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman expressed support for continued strikes. 17 days in, the regional death toll has surpassed 2,300, falling heavily on civilians and healthcare workers. The destruction extends to vital infrastructure, with 18 hospitals hit. In Tehran, 16 million residents are trapped, leaving the megacity's streets completely silent. The coalition successfully executed a tactical strike to remove the regime's top leadership. Yet, without a public plan for the day after, the United States and the world remain trapped in an open-ended war of attrition, and the missiles are still flying.